サタンしろ
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 201 of the Saturn Studs podcast. I'm Kurt, joined once again this week by my intrepid and fearless co-hosts, Peter and Jake.
Charting the airwaves, as always. This week we're coming at you live with the hibachi shrimp edition of the cast.
So
we are the only people who understand why that is comedy gold, or maybe comedy pearls, maybe?
Some level of...
Sometimes Facebook gives you gold, and you just gotta take it and share it with your friends.
White gold.
So, white gold. That's what the girls in this photo were looking for. So basically what this... It's a Facebook meme where it's a bunch of clips from porno with the girl waiting for the money shot, but with a clip art shrimp crudely photoshopped on top of their face.
The fact that it's like a shrimp emoji is just like
it's what.
And the caption is me trying to catch a shrimp at the hibachi restaurant, because if you've ever been to a hibachi restaurant, you know that's how it be. They do be slinging cucumbers and shrimp and stuff at you, trying to catch it in your mouth, and then it always lands on your eyeball. And you're like, oh, I didn't expect that.
You can never get it.
Oh, it's in my eye. It burns a little bit, but it's okay. I'm getting paid, right?
Have you guys ever seen the Dick Lip subreddit?
No.
Oh my god. So what they do is they take photos of women while they're sucking dick, but they edit out the dick and they edit the mouth shut. So it looks like this.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, it's a classic.
I'm gonna go look it up. I need to
Dick lips. I think I've seen a picture of those, but I didn't know that was a whole subreddit, but that's what it was called.
Yes.
They look so angry.
They all look like fish. They look like smallmouth bass.
Well, the one that fucking Peter shared looks like some Cro-Magnon fucking scowl.
Yeah, they all look really disappointed.
This one's fucking fantastic. Oh god, the one where it's like, it's just a fucking high def close up.
Oh my god, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
It's also kind of weird because they have to Photoshop out the dick, but if you get the right angle, you can also see the balls in there too. So it's like here's just a male torso with just balls.
I'm disappointed in these balls.
So, if this is your first time listening, I'm sorry. This is the Saturn Studs podcast. We talk about movies and video
from one,
games.
You plebeian.
And we're coming at you live, as always, from eastern, northern, somewhere in China. We don't know. Just in the woods.
There's a lot of Japanese here, and everyone's
West.
Angry about it.
This is definitely... The movie we watched this week was definitely a Western.
So, no, it was a fucking anime.
It was a Chinese Western. Yeah, well, it was something. It was...
shot with the fucking whore, the kung fu master, and the missionary with his giant fucking cross. That's straight out of an anime. That's an anime crew if ever I've seen one.
It is. Well, don't spoil it, boys. We got a lot to go here.
Again, if you're new, we've been doing this long-running in the background series, watching these films called Ninja Operations. And what these are, they are some New Zealand guys went to a costume store and bought a bunch of ninja outfits and shot some scenes. And then this guy, Godfrey Ho, took some Hong Kong movies and spliced them together to try to make a plot that was coherent. And this is the 6th of 7, right?
Yes, there may or may not be a fabled 8th, but we are on 6. We skipped 5 because 5 was the first one we saw. We might go back and do a retrospective. Just once we've seen the whole thing, we can put it in context.
We can. But yeah, so this, as I feared, did not follow up the events of 5 at all.
Yeah, I was like, kept on saying that, like, he got shot at the end of 5. Spoiler alert. But
He died all the way to prison.
well, no,
not even.
wasn't-
No, Gordon got shot at the end of 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But he's just fine, and apparently he's had a missionary brother his entire fucking life
just-
that we've never heard of.
Unless this is the afterlife for him. Chilling
Could
on
be.
a
He
mountain.
was wearing white. He was wearing
Yeah.
white. That could be a sign that he was dead.
And this was
What
kind
is
of weird. He was just chilling on a mountain. Usually we see him in like a police or an office. I should just say office. It wasn't really like they introduce themselves as a police station, but it's just an average office. It's like,
Are
Gordon.
we going with the Harrison Ford is dead conspiracy theory?
What?
He's been replaced by a clone. No, this is like it's like the Paul is dead
Oh, okay.
theory from the Beatles. It's all symbolism, man.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of themes of spirituality in this this particular movie, so it could be.
We may have to take this to the next level of film criticism, film analysis.
But before we get to that, that is what we will end the show with. But before we get to that, we have some other departments that we want to get to, and we usually start with a segment we call Tray Watch, where we look at some trailers and tell you what we feel about them. We've got quite a few this week, and they run the gambit in terms of genre and perceived quality.
Yes. Even within the own trailer. So I'll start off with one of the bigger ones. Connected,
Yes.
the family animated movie for the summer.
The family animated version of Maximum Overdrive.
Oh fuck! What's Maximum Overdrive about?
This trailer went like
that's
to
when the
3 different
machines
places.
rise up and start killing people. Like there was literally they ripped a scene from, well, not like straight from Maximum Overdrive, but when the vending machine shoots soda at the guy, like that's right out of Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah. So they tricked me with this trailer. They
Yeah.
tricked everyone in America with this
I think
trailer.
they did.
So this trailer it's kids love their phones. Millennials love to be on their phones. I'm a boomer. Daughter grows up, she's ready to go off to college. Her dad's like, fuck the plane. We're just gonna take you on a road trip and we're somehow gonna get there in the same amount of time. Just in time for you to get all that shit done.
Well, not only that, but like, how did they plan to send all her stuff on the plane? Like, there was a lot of shit in that car.
Yeah. They could have shipped it, I guess, or like
Got in the movies.
something. I don't know. The way my cousin did it from Texas to Miami was I think they packed her car full of stuff and they put it on a train and sent it
Interesting.
because you can send your car.
That sounds
full of stuff.
expensive.
Yeah, but they can afford it. They're fine. They're not having any problems.
Wait, Maximum Overdrive was a Stephen King movie?
Yeah,
Or
it
a
was,
book?
it was a book, and it was actually
Oh.
the first movie Stephen King directed. And if you want to see what a guy high on cocaine looks like, look up the trailer for Maximum Overdrive, because that man is fucking 2 sheets to the wind.
Oh my god.
Or just
I
Google
will
Stephen
after
King
I-
high on cocaine, and you'll find that too.
This is your book on cocaine. So fucking it. This movie is it. They're in the woods. They're going on a camping trip, and at this point I'm like, okay, I'm down with this. It's like a family road trip animated adventure.
Yeah.
I've seen enough BoJack. I've seen enough Simpsons. Where I'm just like, you can have a story that's just about people interacting. It can be CG. It's fine. But no, Pixar's like, it's CG. You gotta have crazy shit happening all the time. How about Skynet robot invasion?
Yeah, it just becomes iRobot in the middle of the fucking trailer. This movie
I
starts
prefer
out...
G-Force. I prefer the climax from G-Force happens. You remember that movie?
Is it the gerbil movie?
Yes.
I believe they were
with
guinea pigs.
with the gerbil spies. The fucking bad time in that movie is everyone's smart appliances come to life and start killing people.
Oh my god.
Killing people?
Yes.
I
people
prefer
actually
cats
die?
versus dogs.
No one prefers that movie.
I remember.
Where's the movie about the spy dogs and evil cat? So dumb.
I remember that movie.
Hollywood
I
Live.
watched that a lot.
Well, no, I felt the same way. I felt very bamboozled during this trailer where it's like, okay, it's a nice family-friendly father-daughter movie where she's like, growing up. And I'm like, oh, well, she's probably going to go to college and then feel like lonely and sad and miss her dad and whatever. But no, then they're like, got killer robots. And then they have a thing with a pug. And they're like, what is this? A dog, a pig, a loaf of bread? And then they break the fucking thing.
Johns Hopkins, more like John Connor.
Yeah, right? So, fucking pugs are loaves of bread. That's what I took out of this trailer. And it comes out
Yeah,
sometime in
that
the
was
summer. I don't know when it comes out.
take out the robots. I want someone to edit out all the robots.
Yeah, this was started out as an animated version of the movie RV with Robin Williams and then becomes iRobot halfway through. But the movie the trailer goes on far too long, and I feel like I've watched the movie
Yeah.
at the climax because it shows them fighting the robots and being successful and the father and the daughter like reconnecting. So anything I would have to have seen this movie for, I no longer need to see.
They've got that classic family car, all the families packed into the car, driving
The
over
station
a
wagon.
big hill, and then it freeze frame and everybody's screaming, you're going over a hill too fast.
Hey guys, news flash. Station wagon's like 50 years old at this point. There's not any running.
Yeah, no.
It's not a thing anymore.
Uh,
I saw a guy in a Trans Am yesterday. I fucking blew my mind.
Tesla's gonna make a station wagon. You know it. I know it. We all know it.
we need
Just
to be
look at their
innovative.
fucking
It's station wagon, but only the T is capitalized.
yeah.
Oh my god.
That's the
wagon.
name. That's the model wagon. The Model T, the Tesla Model T.
I bought the rights from Ford. So this movie comes out September 18th, 2020. Go see it, I guess. I don't know.
I mean,
Do what you
No.
will.
if you have kids,
Yeah.
maybe
I might by then. You don't know.
I would hope not. Like, I think we would be preparing for this at that
Who
point.
knows? I'm gonna figure out. We'll see what happens. Might adopt a teenager. Might adopt a family of 4. Who knows?
My adopted rabbits. I got one flocking around right now.
Oh,
Hopping around.
yes, Kurt has rabbits now.
Yes,
I saw you buying that like bag of hay feed.
I thought I canceled that because like the person we went to pick them up from was like, oh, they eat alfalfa hay, and I had bought Timothy hay, and I thought I canceled the order on Amazon, and then I got a notification after we brought them home on yesterday. It's like, delivered your 12 pounds of hay. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess we
Amazon
have.
was too quick.
I guess we have 12 pounds of hay outside. I'm gonna go bring that in.
Well, now you're ready for the winter.
Well, no, it's fine. They're already
Thatch
like,
your roof, boys.
the like 2 bags of. We bought 3 bags of hay. We bought a big bag of Timothy hay, and then we bought 2 smaller bags of alfalfa hay, and we're like already out of alfalfa hay
Oh wow.
because we stack it up in the litter box, and then like they just nom on it while they shit, and the girl like loves hay. She like devours hay. The guy, he's like whatever on hay, but
But he'll devour the girl.
Loves pellets. Yes, he does devour the. Like we've had to stop them from fucking a couple times when we let them romp around. Until we can get them fixed, now we like let them roam around in shifts.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they will
Get
breed.
your dicks in a dangle, and then you can hump all you want, boys.
Yeah, we already bought the. There's the New Jersey House Rabbit Society has a discounted spay and neuter program where you buy a certificate from them, and then you take them to a participating vet, and you hand the vet the certificate, and they'll fix your rabbit for you. So those have already been ordered. So hopefully, it'll only be like another week before we can just let them roam around in the kitchen. Because right now we have one in a pen in the kitchen, and the other in a carrier for like a medium to large sized dog in the living room.
All I know is WrestleMania is gonna be baller.
So we got another trailer that looks to be pretty good. It might be some Oscar bait, maybe. I don't know, for next year.
bait.
Greyhound.
You're saying they're baiting?
Greyhound. Yeah,
Yeah.
so Greyhound is written by Tom Hanks. I was intrigued to see that, and it is not what I thought it was. So I saw him in like a captain's uniform. I'm like, okay, so Tom Hanks is a Greyhound bus driver, and something's gonna go wrong on this bus trip. No, Tom Hanks is a battleship captain trying to navigate the North Atlantic swarming with U-boats in the year 1942.
Yeah.
He's ready to be the entire Navy at this point.
Yeah,
He's been.
Tom Hanks is every naval
Was
officer.
he Sully? Was he Sully?
He was Sully.
Sully.
And he was Captain Phillips.
Gosh dang it.
So
He's just the
the
captain of everything.
And he was Forrest Gump.
he was Forrest Gump, and he was the captain in Saving Private Ryan, and he was the guy in the terminal who got stuck in the terminal.
I don't
And
know what military
the,
rank he was, but
the
must have
top
been a
well,
Oh, and he was Joe versus Volcano, in which he pilots a boat over the ocean.
the top comment, because of all these roles, the top comment on this video here is, when will people learn never get into any form of transportation with Tom Hanks? It never ends well.
true.
Yeah, but this movie is about convoys on the Atlantic
Yeah.
during the war.
He doesn't have air support for 5 days.
No air support, although what difference that would make against a largely submarine coalition, I don't exactly know.
Yeah, they could drop bombs a couple
But
times.
the boat could also drop depth charges.
That's
Maybe they could have a aerial view sonar type of deal. I don't
possible.
know
I
if we have
mean,
that yet.
I'm not a historian by any means.
All I know is that in Advance Wars, you can't target submarines with your planes.
Yes,
Your bomber can't attack them.
that's what I'm basing this off of entirely as well.
Yeah.
You just gotta wait them out. 5 fuel a day. They can't handle that shit.
When that's a big strain on your resources.
Man, if that's how they like talked about their fuel shortages. Guys, I'm at 20 fuel left. I gotta make a trip back.
When I was doing FRC, we would have to travel to events, and we traveled by bus. And World Championships was in St. Louis, and St. Louis to Clifton Park is about 20 some odd hour bus ride.
Oh, God.
And we would pass a lot of the time just like massive fucking round robin tournaments of Advanced Wars Dual Strike.
Avies. I never played Dual Strike. How was that?
It was cool. I think the gimmick with the captains each having like different abilities was neat. Although there's definitely a tier list meta for that, because the one that gave you
for
extra
sure.
money in the beginning was far and away the best.
Big monies. Big slammies. I never played Dual Strike, but I played the second one, not Dual Strike's the third one. My favorite character was Hachi. If you play enough, you can play as the shopkeeper, and he just gives you a discount on everything at the store, on everything at the in the factories, so you can make everything for cheap. It was great. Just spam neo-tanks all day, boys. Be like Tom Hanks, spam neo-tanks.
Blitzkrieg. So yeah, North Atlantic, that looks good. Another World War II movie. So if you aren't sick of those yet, here you go.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, it could be Oscar bait. So like 1917, it's still fresh in our mind. Maybe it's gonna be good. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, Tom Hanks already won an Oscar for a World War II movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and it's March. This is not Oscar bait season. This is. I think he just wants to make some good old fashioned American movie.
Yeah, this is coming out May 18th. He's always been fascinated by boats. Boats, lost gloves, and typewriters are Tom Hanks's 3 fascinations in life.
At this point, you think you can get him pretty riled up with the gloves because he's like, at this point, he's like, are people leaving them for me?
He's become very suspicious of people leaving them on purpose.
What else we got? Trailers.
Good, though. I don't.
Looks
Kind of interesting.
pretty good.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be bad by any stretch. Up next, let's talk about trailer 3. Very rarely do we see a trailer 3 for a movie,
Oh, God.
especially a movie that, like, I think we first talked about 6 months ago. It feels like
it feels a long time.
Trolls World Tour trailer 3. This time they figured out that there's going to be a plot to this movie. And let me tell you what this plot's going to be. There's one troll who's going to try to turn all of the trolls into rock zombies, and all the other kinds of music have to band together to stop it.
Get it? Band.
They're gonna have that joke in there though.
And the big climactic thing in this fucking trailer is when 2 trolls make a pinky promise, and it fucking sends a shockwave across the land, and there's one troll walking in a field and it blows past him and he's like, a pinky promise.
Kristen's niece is gonna go nuts over this movie, and I'm gonna hear about.
Diane's
this for the
yelling
next
at me
3
for
years.
making fun of the pinky promise. She's doing the Latina like
I
finger
mean,
wag.
it is about as close as you're gonna get to a fucking blood contract in Trolls. And you know what happened when John Wick signed one of those?
Oh yeah.
I actually never saw John Wick 2, so I don't.
Oh.
Well, spoiler alert: he keeps shooting people.
Peter. Shame.
He does. He does shoot a lot of people.
Shame on you.
John Wick.
Yeah, I purposely didn't watch this trailer because I was like, I don't need to see anything. But hey, rock zombies, at least it's a plot.
Rock zombies. Da, na, 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 na. Rock zombies.
I also thought of Rob Zombie.
Oh, my bunny's coming over to me. Hi,
He's
Ellie.
in this. Maybe Rob Zombie's gonna make a special appearance in this at some point.
That would be amazing if, like, just a fucking Rob Zombie looking troll belts out Dracula in the middle of this fucking movie.
Well, I was
Oh my god.
how climactic could a pinky promise be? And I was like, oh, that's
Yeah, it was
pretty
like
friggin' climactic.
they like took the fucking they leased the Dragon Ball Fighters CG engine and like used the
of-
Mana Clash.
Speaking of Dragon Ball, guys, so my friends just told me the other day that all the Saiyans are named after vegetables.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. And I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay. Well, that's
And then I looked into how deep it went, and it went
Vegeta is
pretty-
literally named after the word vegetable.
Yeah, no. His brother
Yeah.
his brother finishes it with an R thrown in there, Tarble.
Tarble. Yeah.
I was upset.
Mm-hmm.
But
Welcome to the fold, Jake. You've reached a
their
new level of
their
consciousness.
planet's named Salad? Sadala?
Their planet is
Salada.
It's named after
If you want
their-
your mind to
their origin planet is Sadala. And then they moved to planet Vegeta.
let me try and continue to blow your mind, Jake. Do you realize that Frieza
Yeah.
means freezer?
No, that's where I
and
gave
his
up.
crew and there's crueler things that you find in the freezer.
Oh, is crueler things you find in the freezer?
Like the Ginyu Force. Butter. I don't remember the rest
Butter's
of the
on the fucking freezer.
Juice, Birder,
The fridge.
Jace,
Yeah.
Goldo, which I don't know what
did
that
not
is.
know
is.
his team member names, but this angers me even more.
Raccoon,
No, what
which I guess is just a
raccoon?
raccoon in your fridge. I don't know.
Raccoon in your fridge.
No, let me see. Raccoon.
Oh yeah, juice, butter, raccoons.
Cream. It means cream.
Okay,
Okay.
It's Japanese.
Look, no, I gave up when I found out that when I put 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, freeze kills the Saiyans, and the cold kills vegetables.
Freezer burn. Yup.
That's when
That should have been one of his moves.
Let me.
freezer
I'll
bird.
compl-
You
Yeah.
left him in too long.
You had to get
I'll complete
exposed
the
to
trifecta
air.
here.
And all the I believe all the angels are named after alcoholic drinks as well.
And the gods. That is
And the
correct.
gods.
You got it. You figured it out. Dragon Ball's a bunch of goofy shit.
You learned how Akira Toriyama comes up with his names.
I didn't like it. I don't know. It was cool at first with like Kakarot and Vegeta, and then I was like, I just
It's
dug
still
too deep.
cool. Like, I
No,
mean, it's
fuck
just an interesting way to name things. Like, Jake, you come up with an original series and name like 65 characters, and let's see how many winners you come up with.
I would probably just name them normal shit.
It's me. Like name them like
It's me, Hibachi
Harry?
Shrimp.
or
But look, Broly's broccoli. No, it's not. Broly's broly. If you want to name it after broccoli, name
They
it like
actually
Brocky.
they make a joke about that in the original English version of Legendary Super Saiyan movie, where Master Roshi, at least the Funimation dub, Master Roshi mistakenly calls him broccoli.
Oh my god. So that was my big revelation for the
And that
year,
transitions just brilliantly into the trailer for Artemis Fowl.
I think. Yeah, it does.
oh no,
Peter, you were a reader of the Artemis Fowl series. How do you
Yeah,
feel about this trailer?
I saw the first trailer and I didn't like it. This one doesn't help. It's not every book in one, guys.
How do you feel about the characterization of the main characters? Because that is a frequent complaint that I've seen.
What a fucking stud, you know? What a stud Artemis Fowl is. That pale, limp-wristed Irish kid who just can't do shit.
Hey, now.
Yeah, he can surf. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about 13-year-old little baby boy Artemis Fowl, whose greatest thing is that he has a fucking butler to do all his physical shit for him, so he doesn't ever have to be in an action scene. He needs to be sitting at his desk during his fucking juice, talking into his little techno ring and kidnapping fucking fairies. He's a bad guy. God damn it.
Yeah.
Billie Eilish, come and sort this kid out.
Billy. Don't give them ideas. They'll make her do an original track for it.
I saw this video. It was like Bad Guy, but they arranged it so it was in major key.
Oh yes, that is
And
so.
one of the comments was
annoying.
like, one of the comments was, "Hi, I'm Billie Eilish, and you're watching Disney Channel." I want to see if they did a photo edit of that.
Yeah, I also stumbled across this because of you mostly. My music recommendations are very strange sometimes, and the thumbnail for that video, the title of the one I saw is "Bad Guy," but since I'm the good guy, I play in a major key, and the thumbnail says "the most frustrating video you will ever see," and I was like, I'm sure it won't be that bad, but it just sounds so like off. And not in a way where it's like, oh yeah, this is just like meme garbage, but in a way where it's like, no, stop.
Yeah.
Man, the comment section are trashing this though.
Yeah, it's not being super well received, and I think it's a weird time to release this Because to my knowledge, they haven't published an Artemis Fowl book since I was in middle school.
They pretty much, Ewan Cole pretty much finished that shit. At least as far as I know. I stopped around like, I don't know, I want to say the 6th book. They kept popping them out. There was a good point brought up by one of the comments, which was there's a code. There's a little like fairy-lish code that ran along the bottom of all the books. And if you crack the code, you got to be in the movie. Now, this was in 2001. I want them to still honor that contest winner.
I want to know why people are. I didn't read any of the books. And
Well,
I'm curious as to why. How?
It's schlock. Like, they turned it into schlock. They also crammed all of the books in one movie.
Oh, really?
Like, the first book is literally Artemis Fowl figures out what the fuck fairies are and kidnaps a fairy to ransom it for money and information.
Okay.
And a fairy SWAT team. Like, the fairies aren't evil. The fairies are the good guys. Artemis Fowl is a bad guy in that movie. He kidnaps a fairy and, like, fucking dunks on all of magical society. And all the fairies are like, they have a fucking SWAT team to try and get her out of this hostage situation. It's not like...
Yeah,
This is bad. I'm watching it, like, in full now, because I watched a little bit, I was like, oh, fuck this. Why he's got a bat cave full of piss jars. Tutankhamun, what?
He's got all the
Why is
powerful
there-
secrets in there.
An acorn is not the Chaos Emerald. It's just a literal fucking acorn. You plant the acorn beneath a tree by a river under a full moon, and it restores the fairy's magical energy. Come on, I haven't
of course
read this book in years, and I remember this
the
shit.
answer is Batmobile.
And the fairy has like a fucking. He's got like a fat centaur friend who's the guy in the chair.
What's up with the Holly Short thing? People were talking about that a lot.
I'm trying to get a sense for it, but like I don't remember her character all the way. But her thing was that like she's only like a couple hundred years old, so she's a rookie on the Force.
She's only a couple. It's like Baby Yoda. He's 50 years old. Angsty teen Yoda. I really want that in one of the future seasons of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we'll get that from actual Yoda in the High Republic.
Just fucking force.
Wait, why is Holly Short on the side of Artemis Fowl? What the fuck? It takes them like 3 books to form a begrudging friendship.
Because
Like after the first one, she gets out of there and she's like, "I don't want to see you again, Artemis."
They introduce
"Yeah,
her
cool."
as Holly, or I'm Holly Short, your ally from the other side.
That's fucking stupid.
So do they completely just trash the conflict between him and Holly Short?
it seems that way.
Yeah.
So let me explain
That's
to you
awful.
how this was written, because this is how these things tend to be written. Someone came up with the idea for the Artemis Fowl movie. It's been kicked around Hollywood a few times. It wound up on the desk of some writers who were given like a paragraph summary of the series with like character names and stuff like that, and they just went to work. And this is what they spun. They've never read the book. They don't know what the fuck's going on. I was never an Artemis Fowl fan, but I apologize to all the others who were, because even just as a movie, it still don't look good.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like in Harry Potter. If halfway through the first book, like Snape is like, "Man, I know you're trying to get back your parents from the dead, Harry. That's why you're looking for the Philosopher's Stone. We're just gonna help out with you. I'm gonna be your buddy now. Snape and Harry, best pals all the time." It's like that's the level of like, this is not that character.
Right.
Wow, they fucked up.
I would have loved to see Alan Rickman play a character like that, though.
I fucking love this. I'm looking at the recommended videos for this trailer, and the first one is purchase the movie free on YouTube. What's the worst that could happen? The movie.
vote of confidence, the movie.
I'm just like, if that isn't a fucking apt, whatchamahoo's it? Yeah, it's on here. I'm showing you the picture here. On the first related video.
Oh dear.
I'm like, click on it.
Open original.
Pops up.
What's the worst that could happen?
This fucking movie.
Free with
the
ads.
worst
It's free with ads.
Cool.
Nice.
If you want to watch some nice ads.
What's the next trailer, boys?
We got another trailer for Scoob. It looks like the final trailer. They added a new couple things. Captain Falco's in it. Velma still looks fucking hot.
Yep. I mean, that's a constant. Like, there's G, there's Pi, there's E, and there's Velma's hot.
Yeah.
Constants.
What about Planck's constant? I think it feels offended that you left it out of the discussion.
Oh, too bad. Velma's hot.
You fucking backed up.
I had to kick it
Guys,
out. Velma's hot.
We're doing an internal video call, and Peter, like, when I mentioned Planck's constant, he like backed up into his chair and took a deep breath contemplatively and was like, "Well, that's too bad. Well, that's too bad."
Too many constants.
He measured that
some.
comment like no one's ever measured anything before.
Except for Planck.
And joke of the week goes to Peter.
Nailed him.
Yeah, they have. Looking at it, yes, this would be, if there were Captain Falco, this would be it. But I don't know why they have
What are you talking about?
They
Captain
have
Falco from like Super Smash.
Harvey Birdman in this movie for reasons
They
I
do
don't.
Harvey Birdman. And he dabs too. I don't like it.
You know, that's probably where considering the entire lore of Harvey Birdman, yes, the people that
Hanna-Barbera,
the Mystery Crew Mystery Incorporated bring to justice are definitely prosecuted by Harvey
Wait,
Birdman.
who is that green dog? He looks familiar. Holy fuck! Is this another franchise coming into Scooby universe?
What are you talking about?
The green dog, the green robot dog.
It's the Green Lantern because they're all fucking. They're doing DC stuff in this. Like, they all dressed up as DC characters. Daphne was fucking Wonder Woman.
Because Warner
So Scoop
Brothers
dressed up as-
owns them. You see.
Wait, Scoop probably dressed up as Green Arrow. Does Green Arrow wear a cape? Green Arrow wears
Who's
a cape.
the robot green
Yes.
dog?
Not that.
Oh, that shit. That looks like.
The original Green Lantern wore a cape. When he
No, I know it. One Jake is. Oh, Dick Dastardly.
Dick Dastardly.
The fuck?
Well, they're all Hanna-Barbera. They're all owned by the same people.
They skipped. They're just like, no, we're a universe now. Don't worry about it. Which is fine. I don't mind that. Between Venture Brothers and Harvey Birdman, we've firmly established, and Mike Tyson Mysteries, we've firmly established that Hanna-Barbera it's just there. That was the foundation for this shared universe.
Dinobot?
Can I just
Is that what I'm
say
thinking of?
that I one time, and this is like what the show is for, was flipping through the channels while I was really high, and I watched an episode of Mike Tyson Mysteries, and it is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I haven't gone back to watch it sober because I'm afraid I might not like it as much. But fucking just the fact that it's actually Mike Tyson doing the narration makes it just the greatest thing ever.
I'm sure it was not a hard pitch. You're not doing any promos right now. You're not selling. You're not doing. He's like, I bet he was like, I don't want to do.
So after,
do you want to do a TV show?
Truly, the thing that revitalized Mike Tyson's, like, not just his career but his life was The Hangover. After he was in The Hangover, he got offers to do a lot of stuff, and it really kind of rehabbed his public image, because the last time Mike Tyson was in the public eye, he was losing the WB Heavyweight Championship and then getting his biting Evander Holyfield's ear off. And we rewind a little bit before that. He's, oh my God.
Good fucking job, my boy.
And yes, it is. He is a character in Harvey Birdman. He was the guy who like took over Harvey's job. Yeah, I completely forgot. Oh yeah, Mike Tyson, 1992 rape trial.
Also, the weed industry revitalized Mike Tyson. Apparently, he's a big into the weed game now.
Oh, I thought you said the wheat. Like he's on the fucking grain
That
board of
would be
America.
fucking
Actually.
amazing.
How funny would that be, though?
Like,
He's like,
hey,
I'm a grain fed master.
I'm a grain-fed master.
Eat your Wheaties.
Eat your Wheaties. But not Papa John's. Shaq is on the board of directors of Papa John's. Mike Tyson
Yes.
can be on the council, the weed industry council.
I think so. Yeah. They can work together. Get the crossover we've always wanted.
Always, for all 3 minutes of this idea has existed.
Okay, so this makes a lot more sense now that there's this like Blue Falcon and Dynomutt like Scooby-Doo crossover. I did not see this in the original trailers.
Yeah, that's another fucking great idea. Just they got a lot of things going for this movie. They don't have John Cena suplexing a boulder, but we can
forget that.
We can brush that aside.
That can be forgiven.
Will Scooby? Well, the real question is, will Shaggy make a weed joke?
No, the real question is, will Shaggy dare to use 1% of his power
True.
to destroy the alien invaders?
If they put that meme in this,
That
movie,
has to be how this ends, right? Like, do they
I'm
steer
gonna
into it?
use 2% of my powers.
if that was that's
Like-
the real reason they're doing mysteries is because Shaggy fucking erupts in an EMP wave, and they're like, "How'd you do that, Shaggy?" He's like, "I don't know, guys.
Like,
maybe
back
we'll
up,
find it on the
dudes.
road."
I'm gonna use 2.5% of my power. It just fucking turns into the fucking end boss of Azura's Wrath. Just
Ultra Instinct Shaggy goes ham. So there was a Scooby-Doo Dynomutt hour where it was like 16 episodes. What is it? Is it an hour or is it 16 episodes? I don't fucking know. Anyways, there was a crossover a while ago. So this is like a remake or something. I don't know. This is cool. I like this. I like this a lot more. I might go see it.
I thought it looked good from the first trailer. Of course, I'm
Yeah.
a little biased. I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan, as most of you know at this point, unless it's your first time listening. But you should know. That should be just like inherent knowledge. Should
Go watch Scooby-Doo and Mystery or Zombie Island. Mystery
Yes.
Island. Something
Yeah.
Island. That's our most popular episode.
Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Actually, I think Super Troopers 2 was.
Oh shit, okay.
I don't.
Fans want more weed-based movies.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it has to do like this, our most viewed episode, like that's a statistic that I was tracking via like the view count on the Internet Archive link where we were hosting these things. But since like our podcasts are usually like the length of a normal movie, I think a lot of people would click on it thinking it was like a pirated version of Super Troopers 2.
It's funny.
That's what I assume. I can't explain why Scooby-Doo was like that. Maybe because it's just like the similar lengths, even though it's clearly marked as an audio file. And like the tags and shit are just such that like no one should ever be able to find it. But
We should start naming these as like current movies.
Yes, and just put them up on the old high seas, float them out there.
yeah.
That'd be so fucking funny. Somebody's expecting like the new fucking Avatar movie or something like that, and they get us knuckleheads talking about shrimp hibachi money shots. You got nerds.
Yeah. Pay for the fucking
You have
movie.
been received.
Pay for the fucking movie, you freeloaders. Jeez, we're almost already an hour into this.
This is madness.
Secret Garden,
And what-
last trailer. It's a secret garden, and it's going to cure the boys' paralysis.
I think I saw this trailer before.
Yeah, this is an older trailer, but it still says trailer 1. Don't know why.
Well,
I think the Secret
teaser.
Garden. This might be a remake, actually.
Oh,
Let
I'm
me
sure they've made this movie before. Like, don't we have like 3 Bridge to Terabithia movies? for a book that's
we've
like
talked about this trailer before. I remember it exactly. Like the bitch goes
Yeah.
out and tries to goes running around causing trouble, and she finds a secret garden. And then she's like, "Come on, cripple boy, let's go outside, cripple boy."
Cripple bar.
what?
And then the house burns down or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. So this is based on a 1920 book.
The house burns down or some shit.
Some
They're like
shit.
what you trailed off saying that too. It's like, let's go outside, cripple boy, and then the house burns down or some shit. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Jules, maybe?
Jules, maybe?
The cripple boy was drooling, man. Jewel kills.
Jules. But the entire history. So this was a 1911 book that was adapted in 1920,
Right.
and in 1948, and in 1993,
Jesus.
and that's just the movies. There was a 50s. There's an 8-part serial in the 50s, an 8-part serial in the 60s, 7-part serial in the 70s. TV adaptation in the 80s. Just fucking put it out. I don't know what to do. Let's put out The Secret Garden again. And then they have made stage adaptations in the 90s. And there's a 2013 opera about this. There's a new adaptation in 2014. They can't stop. Secret Garden, boys. Secret Garden, the video game. Let's get it out here.
Secret Garden, the Flame Flower. The kids love that one.
Burn down the house.
Uh,
Burning down the house.
dun, 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 dun. So, with that, we will go into the follow-up where we take a look at how some of these movies that we talk about on Trey Watch are performing in the box office and critically. Taking the top spot for the February 28th Leap Day weekend, The Invisible Man. 28 million in 3,000 theaters. Universal Pictures.
They can see the box office profits.
$7 million production budget.
Holy shit, that is cheap as hell.
And it's already worldwide made almost $62 million. So 55 mil profit
So
in
fucking profitable.
not even 2 weeks, man.
Get ready for Invisible Man 2. He's still invisible.
Invisible Man 2. Invisible Man files for unemployment. Sonic the Hedgehog down to the second spot. Not a bad drop, though. Only down 37%. That's good for
Still
16
made
mil.
bank, though.
275 million worldwide off the $85 million production budget. So almost 200 million profit. I think it's a good bet that if they weren't already planning to release a sequel to this movie, that sequel is now been greenlit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Call of the Wild, the Harrison Ford dog movie.
Oh.
Harrison Ford is in this movie, and it didn't open strong, but it's down 46% to 13.3 million, despite being in 113 more theaters than it was last week.
Yeah, I was going to say, it went in more theaters. Yeah, it got a lot to make up.
This movie is in almost 4,000 movie theaters. That's like one of the widest releases I've ever seen in the time we've been doing the show, and it's still on track to lose like $50 million.
Amazing. What a fucking travesty,
And
boys.
to investigate what makes this such a travesty, we're going to shine a little spotlight on this movie here and see what some of the fine critics at International Movie Database have to say about this. So we'll do two each. How this works is we go onto IMDb and we find some user reviews, and Jake reads the 1-star reviews, I read the 10-star reviews, and Peter reviews the star ratings between like 4 and 7 that are more like measured. So we'll start with me, I guess. I'll tell you why this movie's great, and Jake will tell me why I'm wrong, and then Peter will be like, well, actually.
Well, actually.
So, okay, here we go. 10 out of 10. Never got boring, well-paced with lovable dogs. Made me forget the world for the entire time it was on. Beautiful locations and the depiction of animals in the wilds were the real stars here. Excellent cast, a very well-made and structured film. It never got boring. Hi, see it on the big screen while you can. I think...
Cool.
I don't even know how you get that typo, though. Like, hi, see it. Like, obviously they wanted to say, go see it. I don't know.
It messed up.
Van, go see it.
The high, how is it spelled? High is an H-I?
H-I, like if I were to say
Well,
hello
the
to
H
you.
is right next to the G and the I is right next to the O. So maybe they did say go and they just fat fingered it twice in a row.
Can you submit reviews on the mobile app?
Maybe.
All right, who cares?
know.
1-star review, Jake. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay. Well, you're wrong because CGI dog in the woods pretending to be real? I'm sorry, but using a CGI dog for a Jack London story is like using yellow minions in a Godfather movie. I just could not take this seriously. And as a computer-enhanced movie, it made Harrison Ford look like he was talking to a puppet.
Harrison Ford.
I walked out of one scene and wish I had not gone back in. Completely backfired for me. Read the book and use your imagination, and you'll be far ahead of this movie. And I feel bad saying this because the acting really was good and the scenery breathtaking. It was a merging of two opposites that didn't work for me. 24 out of 63 found this helpful.
That's going to be a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
Lovely.
He felt
And here we go with 5 out of 10. I like the ones that are just I find the ones that are just like personal stories where they're just like they're like the kind of reviewer who sits down on a Sunday afternoon with a cup of tea and they're just like, I'm doing something important with my life. I'm gonna review Call of the Wild. My friends will go read it and they'll know because I'm a local reviewer for the local paper. I do Scrabble in the park.
I had a really bad morning this morning. My wife left me. I went to go see this movie to cheer me up, and it did not work.
Unsubscribe.
All right. 5 out of 10 by Camelot 2000. An okay adaptation of a highly praised historical author. I saw this yesterday at the theater with my aunt, and admit I was entertained by the modern-day version of the Jack London story. I remember reading the book as a kid, and was grandly entertained about the hero canine, Buck, and his journey to find out where he truly wanted to belong. I admit it was a nostalgic experience seeing this film at the theater. It brought back memories of reading the story as a teen, and also made me feel nostalgic about seeing the legendary Harrison Ford on the big screen again. I remember the first big screen. I remember the first big screen.
When they first invented it.
When the first Star Wars film came out, I saw it in the summer of 1977 at a theater in downtown Edmonton, Alberta.
How long is this fucking review?
I'll fucking paste it, boys.
This has got to be a copy paste.
I'll admit it. It's a 6-paragraph essay. He picked it up from 5th grade. I admit it's not the perfect story, though. Too much obvious CGI and cartoon antics take away the gripping historical accuracy of this book. The CGI of Buck the dog was totally well detailed and well done. He seemed like a real dog after a while, and one you could feel sympathy and concern for. He was well depicted. Harrison Ford is the real weight of this film with his gruff and tender narration and performances. John Thornton, a man haunted and pained by the death of his son. He's a well-seasoned actor, a little bit salt, a little bit pepper,
Get some paprika
with
in
the
there.
capability of bringing strong magnetism to the film. Oh, it's seasoned with iron filings then. He's totally captured that trait here. A real
Anything with
pro.
ferrite in it, really.
John and Buck both have troubled pasts, but they eventually get together and go on to a journey seeking self-discovery and a sort of resolution for what they endured in their lives. They learned where their destinies laid. This is not the best film, but a good one nonetheless. Modern day political correctness is made into play here with a Disney touch to it, taking away the impact of the original Jack London story. A decent flick, though, with a lot of heart. I highly recommend it. 1 out of 3 found this helpful.
Yeah, no one stuck around to read the fucking autobiography submitted by this dude. Down in the summer, we played jacks by the harbor, and I remember seeing Harrison Ford go up to the malt shop and order himself a chocolate malt. And I said, that man's a great actor.
I remember the first picture show they aired in my city. I rode my bike 3 miles that day. They gave themselves a nickel to go see it. Ordered myself a long soda and drank the...
Long soda.
Because, you know, they have weird sizes back then. I'll get 1 long soda pop.
I mean, you say that like we don't have a size of coffee that's literally 20. Yeah. I'd like to order a 20 coffee.
True.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Keeping with the topic of our main man, the computer-generated Harrison Ford was excellent! Exclamation point. 10 out of 10. As you know, the scenery and all the actors in this movie were computer CGI generated. Even Ford's voice was created by modifying Siri's algorithm. In fact, the only live creature you see on the screen in this entire movie is the dog. Truly, the dog's performance was incredible. Since he was reacting to a blue screen and voice commands from the director, Alexa. I'm wondering why they should bother using real people at all in movies. Anywhere else, for that matter. 10 stars. 3 exclamation points. That's my favorite 10-star review. One is just deranged psychosis.
Harrison Ford was computer generated.
Everything was computer generated except the dog.
Except for the dog.
It was directed by Alexa.
Of course. That's a good one.
All right.
Wow.
Well,
you're wrong.
Follow that.
1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. Anti-Alashjabeg. Save yourself 100 minutes of life by doing anything else. Save yourself 100 minutes of life by switching to Geico. If you wonder why youngsters, or people in general, are getting more stupid by every generation, this movie is a perfect answer. I mean, it's understandable. It's made for kids, but even as such, it should be at least a superficially realistic. It should be a superficially realistic. Fucking idiot. I am shocked and disappointed that actor like Harrison Ford belittled himself to this.
Harrison Ford.
Obviously, I need to know the reason why you're doing that.
Well, I'll show you. I'll link you.
Obviously, lots of money was spent and lot of hard work was invested on all the animations. But movie defies every single logic there is. And I'm not talking about movie's storyline. I'm referring to the actual presentation or adaptation of this movie. It's sad that today's movie directors all, or almost all, think that lots of CGI will make a great movie without any thought on the story and emotion. This movie, in fact, has very interesting story, and if recorded or animated with just a mild dosage of reality, would have made a great family movie. But when you have dogs with human expressions on their faces, it's hard to swallow anything else. And that's not even close to worst parts of the movie. Unfortunately, as stated in my title, go save yourself from disappointment and rather stare at empty wall for 100 minutes. It would be a time better spent. What?
I really want to believe that did you read it as it was written? And they didn't say the movie. They just said movie and movies. That's
God.
fucking fantastic. All right, Peter,
Fucking
take us
insane.
home.
I was about to run you another fucking novel of a review. We don't have time for that shit. There's one. All right, I'll honorable mention to Iboso64's title for his review. Maybe it should have been called Call of the Mild or That Darn Buck.
Got him.
No, but we got Marmar 69780's Call of the Wild review titled Call of the Wild, no caps. The Call of the Wild can be a nice family film to watch in middle of day and having a nice time with it. I like that Harrison Ford took this role seriously, and he actually did an effort in it. Also, film has some nice, cute moments that were nicely put together, but some staff with Dan as villain, and overall his presence in the film was just too cliched and not really necessary. Even though Buck was cute, some scenes ruins that he is full of CGI dog, and it becomes noticeable after some time. Heck, let's say from beginning. His expressions were also little to human, and that was a problem since I couldn't relate to him as dog, more as as human. And it did take some more cute moments. That idea could make it was made better.
He did an effort. That's I'm stealing that phrase and I'm using it forever now. He did an effort.
He did an effort.
Someone wrote this on their phone with text to speech. 4 out of 14 found this helpful.
Man. I love it. You know what also is just okay, so I agree with whichever 1-star review said the generations are getting dumber and dumber. Because the My Hero Academia movie opened in 4th.
I think that's more an expression of like if you look at the rest of the box office, it just
yes,
falls
it
off
is.
a cliff
So it's
after
like
this
28
shit.
million top spot, then 16, then 13, and then down to 5. But that's still almost $6 million it made in only.
I wish a Dragon Ball movie could have come in 4th at a fucking box
Didn't
office.
Super Raleigh. Raleigh was Raleigh opened in 3rd.
did
I
bangers?
think. Yeah, it did really well.
Oh shit! Well, I guess prophecy fulfilled then.
When
All my goals have been
anybody
satisfied.
remember when that came out? I can try to.
It was last
Well,
February.
we have some computers around here.
So Bad Boys for Life down in 5th, 4.35. That movie has made almost $200 billion just domestically. Harley Quinn Birds of Prey down to 6, a paltry $4 million, another 40% down in losing theaters at a geometric rate. It made $191 million worldwide. I wish it only made $191,000. That'd be hilarious. Then Impractical Jokers, the movie, in wider release, actually, in 1,900 theaters now, made $3.6 million.
Came in at 4th. 9.8 million.
I was close. So it made more money, number one, and I was very close in the placement, so.
About the same amount of theaters, too.
Yeah. Because it was better. I remember I saw that movie twice in the theater.
Well, the one of the YouTube videos I watched the other night regarded that fight scene between Gogeta and Broly as like one of the best fight scenes in anime history.
All the fight scenes in that movie
was
were
pretty
fucking
fucking
amazing.
Yeah.
Every last one of them. Diane enjoyed it. She doesn't even like Dragon Ball that much. 1917, it's still in 8th, bringing in more than $1 million. Very interesting. 363 million worldwide. That's pretty respectable. Brahms the Boy, Part 2, made $2.5 million and 17 worldwide. And rounding out the top 10, we have Fantasy Island.
Ugh.
Down in 10th from 6, 45% week-to-week drop, 2.32 million, 41.5 million worldwide. Also only cost $7 million. Blumhouse must have like a contract with a movie company where they pay a fixed rate to do that. And That's how they make all the movies during fucking for $7 million.
Probably it has to be. Or they limit it certain amount of TV ads and certain amount of social media ads and focus more on the social media ads.
Yeah. $7 million. Yeah, because that's fair. Because like, how often do you see a commercial for a Blumhouse movie on television?
Yeah, I don't see them that often. I mean, maybe Purge, but maybe they're bigger franchises that they're willing to put more stuff into it.
Something like that.
Just
Those
put a little bit
budgets
more on
were
the
a
TV, but
little bigger, I'd say.
yeah, I think they did. They were definitely bigger than like the Brahms movie, you know. But
Brahms,
Brahms the boy.
Barry the boy. All right, so we got some gaming news we got to talk about. PS2 turns 20 this week, and several publications are publishing some of their PS2 retrospective articles, and there's one from Tech Radar here that goes through some of the greatest features of PS2 games. Amongst them are SSX Tricky's scoring system, the web slinging in Spider-Man 2, the Kingdom Hearts series, Shadow of Colossus and Ico being just completely different kinds of games, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original Star Wars Battlefront 2, God of War 2, proving that hardware limitations mean nothing, Metal Gear Solid 3 being just awesome, Persona 4, Final Fantasy continuing its golden age. I disagree. I did not like any of the PS2 Final Fantasies.
I never played in those. I wasn't a PlayStation kid, so
Yeah, I didn't get one until like 2008. I got a PlayStation 2 in 2008, and I got a PS3 2 years later.
yeah. My friend always had them. My friend always had the PlayStation games, and well, he had both actually. But I think his parents were the type of people who were like, they really liked video game consoles,
Right.
so
Yeah.
they were like, let's get in on this because we know it's gonna be big. And it's like, free parenting. I don't need to pay attention. Okay.
Works out. NVIDIA's GeForce Now dealt another blow, this time losing 2K games following departures from Activision and Bethesda. So they're getting hammered, man.
Jeez.
These poor bastards. I don't know why everyone's just pulling their shit off now. So BioShock, Borderlands, Civilization, and the NBA 2K series, amongst others, pulled from the GeForce Now service, which just left beta this last month, rather. NVIDIA is now offering a premium version of the cloud gaming service as a public trial for $5 a month. But because of the switch to charging customers for the service, I guess this is the impetus of this. All these publishers, I guess, they're either not getting the cut that they want, or they're just, aghast by the fact that they would charge for it, and then they're like, okay, our contract's invalid, we're going to pull our shit off your service. But that's like the three biggest publishers, Bethesda, Activision, and 2K, pulling their games off. So that does not make me want to go and spend $5 a month on the GeForce Now service.
No, I'd rather go with Stadia. Well, Stadia is getting Division 2, and it's going to have PC crossplay support, apparently. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with that.
Stadia, GeForce Now at least works.
Yeah.
And pretty well.
I think they got I haven't seen much about the GeForce Now, but at least they're still putting stuff into Stadia. I'm happy to at least see that because it means they're driven and at least they're dedicated to iron out the bugs in it.
I don't trust Google's long-term product support one iota.
I think if they were gonna give up on it, they would have given up on it by now.
Well, I mean,
The fact that they're announcing more stuff for it.
Because it's still part of their rollout, man. Like, they had the roadmap, like, for like a year. They're not going to pull the plug after like a month of being out there, or however long it's been. But a lot of developers aren't developing for Stadia because apparently the fee to do so was like ridiculous. Which is why Google is now like acquiring their own in-house development team.
Jeez.
Excuse me. Valve says that Half-Life Alyx is not the end of its return to the series, despite them, I think, officially saying that they aren't making Half-Life 3. But it could mean more spin-offs. It could
more, yeah.
They could be lying to us. They could be working on Half-Life 3.
They could be. I mean,
never put it past the company.
Well, because, and especially since we've seen with what we've seen with Pokemon, they just straight up lie to us.
Yeah.
About the National Dex thing. They said they couldn't due to hardware limitations, and there's just too much to program into the game. But now, I mean, we're like less than a year after the release, and we're already bringing in new Pokemon.
Yeah, we're actually less than 6 months after the release.
Yeah, so it's not a hardware thing. It's just
we wanted to charge you for DLC thing.
Yeah, charge you for DLC, and I mean and they wanted to roll out Pokemon Bank, so
yeah, Pokemon Home,
because you'll eventually be able to get the stuff, bring the stuff over, even if you don't have the DLC, which is nice.
Yeah, that is.
But the one thing I kind of find weird is that like there's different levels of Pokemon Home, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised at, but I gotta look into more Pokemon Home. My friend says he has it. He paid for the premium version. He said it was worth it. I mean, if you compare it to like what Pokebank was
was like $5 a year, yeah.
And I think premium Home is $10 or $10 a year.
But I'm paying $10 a year for Pokemon Home. I'm paying $20 a year for Switch Online. I mean, yeah, $30 a year is still like nothing, but
it's gonna add up. Yeah.
You say that about a lot of things, and then like all of a sudden it becomes something.
Well, I mean, just think about how much we pay for like streaming services in general.
Yeah,
and like how Netflix is like only $10-$11 a year or whatever,
month.
or a month. Yeah, my bad, a month. But then you compile that with Hulu and Amazon, and all of a sudden you're spending $50-$60 a month.
Yeah.
On a package of streaming services
plus your internet.
Internet.
You might even be like sometimes like it comes close. Sometimes I look at my bills and stuff. I'm like, it almost would be cheaper for me if it weren't for like equipment rental fees. It would almost be cheaper for me to get cable.
Yeah. I think the saving grace is that we all like share.
Yeah.
We all share stuff.
Yes.
Which is like that
keeps the cost
I can't
down.
I can't imagine spending like all this money on all these different streaming services without sharing between people.
I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'd probably drop Netflix, honestly. That's the one I use the least. And ironically, it's the most expensive of the ones I pay for myself.
They're just living on that legacy.
I mean, it's not their fault. All these other streaming services are popping up, and they're losing the rights to a lot of stuff. And
they got to be competitive. I get it.
And so, as a consequence, they have to make their own original content to keep people around, and that costs money. And in turn, they have to like keep upping the price. Like for 4-screen Netflix or like Netflix with 4K streaming, it's $17.05 a month.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot. That's like 3 other streaming services. That's Disney Plus. That's less than the Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu bundle, and like you can throw another like DC Universe on top of that,
DC Universe,
and it'd be about the same.
And its library is pitiful now. Like you tried to watch a movie recently on there? Like they got nothing.
They got the Police Academy. now. That's
They do. And they have like I think it's just starting to become just their specials.
yeah,
They're
because it's
Like,
the only
the originals are
content they
crappy
can.
anime.
Well, some of them. There have been bad Netflix originals.
they have some good Netflix originals. Like I mean, well, we just we're about to watch the Castlevania.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very good. That's a very good one.
Is it
And,
17.95 a month good?
But then you have like Big Mouth.
Yeah.
I love Big Mouth. Shut your mouth.
Big Mouth is okay.
Shut your big mouth.
But you have things like, I mean, I'm not a big BoJack Horseman guy. I
No.
don't particularly care for She-Ra, of course. That's another one that you throw in the garbage pile.
Garbage pile. Well, BoJack Horseman isn't an original.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
was.
It was like their first animated original.
No, I thought that was on FX first.
I think it got picked up by FX.
Nope.
I'm almost certain it was an original. But yeah, so it's just like they have some hits. And there was a time where everything Netflix pumped out was of a high quality, but then that time was lost. There's a documentary being made about the man. There's a famous picture of a Counter-Strike LAN party from 2003, and there's a guy duct taped to the ceiling, playing
Oh yes.
playing Counter-Strike, and there's a
Iconic
documentary being made about this man. Yes. Since 2003. Apparently, there's more to this story left to be told after even a 2017 Kotaku article, because there's now a trailer for a documentary called Internet Legends Duct Tape Gamer, and the production values of this trailer are unjustifiably high for what this
All
is.
right. Well, we've put the trailer on. There are, with drones, you can make flying dolly shots so much better, so much easier.
That duct tape.
But like the
gamer.
color grading and all that, it's slick. The production values on this are really good.
The fucking narrator on this.
It's Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
It's Luke Skywalker.
Is this like an actual trailer? This looks like almost like a parody trailer.
I
But it's,
am almost. I mean, if this isn't real, they got PC
Well, it's
gamer
just-
as much as they got the rest of us. So
Well, it's just got the Rise of the Skywalker intro thing over it.
yeah, because it's nerds. They're like, oh, nerd Star Wars stuff. Yeah, do it. Yeah, that's how that goes.
Oh my! He's eating
Yeah,
the
It's
pizza.
fucking great. It's the greatest trailer I've ever seen.
That's funny. When you really zoom into it, they're like breaking down the picture of it.
This is the best we had at the
No,
time.
it's never really good.
Yeah, it's a pretty amusing trailer. Internet Legends Duct Tape Gamer.
Oh my god!
Coming soon, hopefully.
All right, that gives me a little more context. It looks like a large YouTube channel that
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not
or
like
they'll put out a channel for the movie.
yeah,
It's not going to be.
It's not
going
going
to
be released
deal.
into theaters. It's
Rotten Tomatoes 95%, Metacritic 100%.
IMDb, no 1 star.
5 out of 10 review. When I was a young kid back
I
in
remember when they first
1995,
invented Counter-Strike.
In that case, it was me just slapping the kitchen. Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I got it. Theater things.
Although I see that and it does remind me of my brother when he would have LAN parties like that, where everyone in town who had Halo would bring in their box and their monitor, their giant fucking bulky ass
Yeah,
monitor.
hauling around those CRTs.
And Kurt, you've seen my house, right? Have
Yes,
you been in my
I've been
house?
your
It's an old. It's an old. It's a converted 1800s schoolhouse with like a handmade addition on it. It's a quaint and cozy place. Filled out with about 16 teenagers in the 90s. They each had their own Xbox. There were 4
They had
X-Links.
their bottles of Surge.
Yeah, there was. It was. Well, it wasn't late night. It must have been the early 2000s because
It's
everyone
still
was
the
playing
90s.
Halo. But my brother has a crate full of X-Links they use when everyone like. My sister broke up with like one of her high school boyfriends because he wanted to just play Halo with my brother so much.
So funny.
They just fucking hung out.
Speaking of Halo,
Big T's a legend.
Combat Evolved is on
What's up?
the Master Chef collection for PC now.
Yeah.
So
There's actually
I'm gonna be
already
getting that
a
later.
PC version of Halo.
I'm just thinking like it's getting so prolific now. I want to get to Skyrim status where it's just on every device.
It's going to be the new Doom.
Can we get Skyrim for Halo? Can we port Skyrim into Halo?
Only if you port it into Doom first.
you can do the opposite. You can port Halo into Skyrim and be Master Chef.
It can be Master Chief. I think that was one of the big breakout videos for Video Game Donkey was his ultimate Skyrim.
Yeah.
So on Steam, you can buy the whole Master Chief collection for $40, or you can buy the individual games for $10 a piece if you don't like Halo 2 like me. So,
Excuse you?
oh, we've been over this.
That's the best one.
Nah, it's not.
Yes, it is.
ODST's the best.
All right, now I know you're fucking with me.
No. Actually, ODST, no lie, no cap. Cap is coming off.
He
did it.
Cap off.
Yeah.
Cap's off. ODST was a good game.
I mean, yeah, but it's not the best Halo.
Cap is now back on.
Over the air.
You look like a
look-
toad. Jake, you look like a toad.
Let's turn him into a Goomba.
Put him in the de-evolutionizer.
I'm gonna have to replay Halo 2. Though. I do like the game. It's not like I don't like Halo 2.
You
I
just
love
said
all
for
the-
people who don't like Halo 2 and then leaned into the microphone and went, like me. The words don't like Halo 2 left your mouth.
This is fake news. This is fake news. Look, this is fake news. You can look at the records. It's fake news. But it's not like I don't like Halo 2, because I love all the Halo games. It's just I think Halo 2 was
I love all of you equally.
was my least favorite. Because I can't not love Halo 1 and Halo 3. I spent the most time with. I think
It's because you're young. He said to the man 2 months older than
I am. Well, young little
You're a little
buck.
too young. It's before your
I'm
time.
a young little button buck.
I mean, let's all be honest here. If we all had Xbox Live when Halo 1 was out, we would have been that kid, like the little kid telling the regular players to go fuck themselves. Go fuck yourself.
If I come to your house, I'm gonna kill you.
I had to say the F word softly so my mom didn't hear it.
My chocolate milk, ma.
Go fuck yourself. Your mom tasted good last night.
dad works at Nintendo.
He's gonna ban your account.
Fucking Jake's caused so much hype. He's gone out of focus. Oh, there he goes. Yeah. Speaking of, banning accounts and fucking mothers and stuff like that, this Ninja Operation movie, holy shit. I think this is the best one.
Yes.
As much
dude,
as I love
It's-
Thunderbolt Angels, and as much as Ninja Operation 5 Godfather of the Master will always hold a special place in my heart with its opening fight scene that changes 3 locations twice inexplicably, I think this one, the Hong Kong piece of this movie, was the best Hong Kong movie.
It was a large piece of this movie. He basically just
Yeah.
took that movie, put it in here, and added, I want to count them 5 I want to say 5 scenes.
There was limited Gordon, but
Okay. Was a scene out of place for you? I think there was a scene out of place for me.
Which one?
The river where Dragon comes up on the horse that's just chilling in the river. Well, actually, more like a mule. Look like a small horse. And
they do have miniature
he
horses.
Commit small horse.
And then he finds the robes of Antonio on the horse, and he's like, "Where the hell's Antonio?"
No, I think that was right.
I think that was supposed to be
because Antonio's bathing in the river, and he pops up and fucking waterboards Dragon. And every time someone got waterboarded in this movie, I just started singing Guantanamo Bay.
That was after the Chinese temple got attacked
By the
somehow?
Japanese. The Japanese were killing
By the
people.
Japanese and the
We don't
North,
see a
right?
single Japanese.
I think it's everyone who had samurai swords was the Japanese, including fucking Fei Lung was in this movie. Who I have to believe he was in this. He was in the Hong Kong part of this movie. You may remember him as Betty. On Kung Pao. He was the guy with the leather glove. Think if you look back to it.
Go back and watch.
He was.
I mean, we could pull it up right now. It's on the YouTubes. Meanwhile, I'll share this meme with you guys. I made this. It took me way too long to make.
Shredded cheese and fish me.
Fucking love this. This is the greatest.
That's fucking
That's
gold,
going
dude.
on the Discord, public Discord.
I want to tweet that out.
Yes, do it.
I'll
Do
tweet
it.
that out.
Fucking, that's great. But yeah, like this. All right, so this movie opens with this dude, literally who has a literal cross to bear, walking down train tracks.
Well, it starts with bad guy Mantis coming back. He's like, I've been in prison for 5 years. It was Antonio.
Just dumps all this exposition. How many of you are left? Just us and just me and Steven. Steven. And this fucking guy's creeping behind a boulder and he gets fucking poison shurikened in the back. Then it does not immediately cut to a slow kata by our man Gordon, who looks both much older and much younger than he has in the other movies in this movie.
Well, this all
Yes.
came out in 1987, apparently. So
He was just tired.
Oh my god. Yeah, you can't. All right, I have the frame here. You cannot tell me this is not fucking Betty.
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 I mean, it's hard to see. Like, he doesn't have the right hair, but
Right, he doesn't have the fucking weird ass like
it
shaved
does
back.
looks very similar. I will give you that.
I must admit I can neither confirm nor deny this, Betty. I don't know who this actor is because we didn't get the credits
No,
information.
these movies just end with no credits.
Who was what was that one? Fuck. What was the movie he's from? Who's Betty in?
Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Kung Pao.
Kung Pao.
I'm gonna look up his name and see if I can find it on IMDb.
His actor was Fei Lung. I did a bit of
So
research on this because
we didn't get our Gordon Kata. He's just walking.
No Gordon Kata, but we did get
We
poison
did get Poison
shuriken.
Shuriken, and we got a guy
No.
with his literal cross to bear.
Yep. I think that was a pretty good. As cuts go, as edits go, the edit from the end of that scene into the beginning of the Hong Kong movie was pretty good because the bad guys walk off screen and the next shot is someone walking into frame. It's from a different direction, but it's someone walking into frame, and it's it's a different movie.
This definitely felt like the highest budget ninja operation that we've seen, which would be strange if true.
Yeah.
The movie had a fucking high speed camera.
It did,
boys.
and it had like fucking explosions. They were throwing their little ninja bombs at each other.
Yep. Ninja bombs. It did a little backflip from
But
it.
we're burying the lead. The real star of this movie is that they have their fucking anime team show up at the Japanese pagoda to fight all the samurai. And we saw in Ninja Operation 5 that Gordon has mastered the ancient ninja technique of gun.
Also practiced by the villain of this
practiced
movie.
by the villain of this movie. However, there's a new, superior ancient ninja technique. As our missionary man,
Well, where do you think Gordon learned his
missionary man
techniques?
here has mastered ancient Jesuit technique of Gatling gun.
He pulls it out of his fucking chest. This is absolutely a ripoff. I will say this is a ripoff of Django. If you have ever watched that movie, not Django Unchained, like OG Django, because in that movie, our lonesome cowboy carries a coffin with him everywhere. They're like, "What's in the coffin, dude?" And he's like, "I'm not gonna fucking tell." Turns out he has a fucking machine gun in his coffin. He busts it out. Y'all should. Side note, y'all should watch Django. The graveyard fight scene is pretty fucking baller. And the Gatling gun scenes where he whips out his fucking gun off his coffin, goes brrr, mows people down. It's great, but not as violent as this one because Antonio is I'm convinced he's a straight pimp. Like this man is like Pac reincarnated. He keeps his hands strong. He keeps his money full, and he keeps his bitches in control.
One of his bitches with a single bitch slap. I turned to Diane. I accidentally hurt her knee doing it, but I turned to Diane. I'm like, Diane, this man has kept his pimp hand strong for over 1,000 years.
Keep your pimp hand strong.
He killed
like this man wrecks at
killed
dominoes.
A bottom bitch with the power of his pimp hand. This woman who I'm not entirely convinced wasn't actually just a man in a cheap costume wig with a lot of makeup on. Not a very feminine face.
This is a pale woman. He's also I love this character. He is the standout of this movie to me.
The missionary.
Because you have Dragon, who is like the missionary.
Antonio.
Because you have Dragon, the Kung Fu Master, who's like straight laced and all that good. I think this was supposed to be a comedy movie.
Well, it had to have been
Sure
because there's the
seemed like
scene
it.
where he's, the eye patch guy comes in and he's like, I'll fight him. Allow me, let me. And he like tussles with him for like 2 minutes. Like he'll fight you.
Yeah, so because it's a comedy movie, this man like wavers between like competent professional gangster and absolute goblin. Like there's a scene where where Dragon, like they're on the road, they're gonna go meet the villain and trade the girl for the money. Absolutely baller financial maneuver here. And they're like at a campfire and he makes clay roasted chicken. So Antonio like steals like an entire fucking chicken out of the Dragon's
Steals
hands.
half the chicken.
And then he sits down and then he's
a
eating
growing
and he's
boy.
like his hands are up to his face like fucking Gollum over here. He's like, I'm like, Jesus, my guy, were you not in a bar 5 minutes ago being suave and like snatching up everybody's money?
Yeah, like he was.
He was.
Just the most
Spoiler
dominant.
alert.
No one's gonna complain.
He has so many good faces in this movie too. They're like, we need a white guy who can emote.
Oh yeah,
I
his
don't
emotions
even care
were
if he can speak Chinese.
on point. Just getting hit.
As shown in the meme that I shared.
I mean, Peter, I'm not worried about spoilers. Anyone who will see this movie has already seen it. Like, no one's going to like hear Ninja Operation 6 in the review title and then be like, oh no, I can't. I'm worried about spoilers for this movie that 6 people have
spoilers.
seen.
Even
Godfrey Ho hasn't seen all of these movies. We will be the first people to watch all 8 Ninja. Now there's like 20,000. They've made like 40 movies with fucking Richard Harrison playing Ninja Master Gordon. There's no way to watch them all. They don't all exist.
at least not in our universe.
Some of the masters were destroyed during the fucking fall of the Third Reich.
The sacred ninja texts
that detail
even
the technique of gun.
Even if we were to describe this movie, though, I still think
no
people
one.
would be, like, so
if we could like fucking go through the plot of this movie line by line like we used to do with our reviews when they took like an hour. We could go through this like shot for shot, and I guarantee you make a friend listen to this and they're like, no, that movie didn't fucking that doesn't happen, and they'll go and they'll find it and they'll be like, oh my god, yes, it does exist. But yeah, after the low point of License to Terminate, we've been on a hot streak with some really good ninja operations here.
It's been solid, my boys. Yeah, so like a great, funny movie, and then I will say, as final battle scenes go, this one was a little anticlimactic.
Yeah, they threw some bombs at him. They did some things, and then Gordon just stabs him, and they do.
And he rolls down a hill.
But that's the best part of this movie.
The second roll,
is they like do the zoom in on Gordon's face, and like, okay, they're going to flash to the end screen, but then they cut back to him rolling down the hill. Still, they leaned into it.
You know,
they leaned.
There was a lot less Gordon in this movie than I wanted, and I wanted more Gordon in this movie because there's only like 2 or 3 scenes.
Yeah. They were running out of footage that they had cut. Like they did it all in one take.
Honestly,
okay. No. If you guys want to, actually, I did some reading.
Oh,
I found some research. Someone did an actual fucking article on this shit. I will share it with you. It's Craig Lyne's "Ninjas All the Way Down: The Mysterious World of Godfrey Ho." I will copy the article for you. It's a great read.
That.
I mean, it's fascinating.
Yeah, like the fucking. The part of their draw to the series, at least for Peter and I originally, was the just dearth of information available on these movies, and like we're like, okay, we gotta find this Ninja Operation 5, and we're like, well, there's 4 other ones at least. We gotta go see what happens in them, and as we've found out, they are all largely the same. At least the ninja parts. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they just bought the costumes and shot like a bunch of scenes in a weekend and tried to piece it together. Although
stretched out the Coco over 10 years.
Some of the Ninja Operation plot wise, like they actually like put forth a decent effort to try to match the white people to the Hong Kong people.
That's fair. Can never forget the plot of Ninja. I think the most coherent plot of any of these might have been Ninja Operation 2.
Or no, that was the Sword of Destiny.
Yeah, Sword of Destiny. Wasn't that 2?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I thought you were
That's what I was saying.
One actually had a decent plot. They like had names of people.
Oh yeah, they
like thrown together.
They had all of Harrison's
3 did
B-roll.
not make any goddamn sense.
No, 3 was bad.
4 was fine. So yeah, that's another ninja operation in the books, folks. We got 1, possibly 2 more of these, and then we can go back and wax elegantly on the Ninja Operation series as a whole and fucking question what the fuck we did with our lives, and then find another thing to do on filler weeks because of I mean, we can keep watching Pokemon movies, but we need to have something in the background. This was our replacement for shitty Avengers.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, I'll get back on the horse. I'll keep looking because I don't want to keep drawing from the Godfrey Ho well. Yeah. Suffice it to say that his filmography is bottomless.
Maybe.
So if you ever just want to, you could almost do a podcast, I think, about IFD films and their entire filmography.
Could.
I don't want to do that. That's a later. That's me in 10 years. I'll go back.
Retire.
And I'll just do
I want to
that.
see a documentary on this. I want
to make the documentary on this. I'm fascinated enough to like dust off my filmmaking school reject.
Is Richard Harrison
George? He's dead. He died with a lot of regrets. He's like, Godfrey Ho fucked
George
me on
Harrison,
these movies.
yes, is dead.
Like he blames Godfrey Ho for ruining his career. Godfrey Ho is still alive and he teaches film at the Hong Kong Film Institute. You want to know the fucking thing about it? He directed Undefeatable.
I don't believe that. Are we sure it's the same Godfrey Ho?
Richard Harrison's still alive.
Yeah.
He's He owns. Oh no, he don't. No, he did die.
He
Yeah,
did
'cause
die.
He owns a pawn shop.
Are you sure this is the same Richard Harrison?
Yeah. Come on. I just type in Richard Harrison into Google. The first one should be it,
Yep.
right?
Richard Harrison Godfrey Ho. Richard Harrison actor. No, he's still alive. Yeah, he's very
Yes.
much alive. He lives in Salt Lake.
Richard
there's
Harrison?
an actor named Richard Harrison who's alive. He's born in 1936. He's age 83. Lives in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Holy shit,
Yep,
that
Godfrey
guy.
Ho.
He directed the classic Cynthia Rothrock schlock action movie
What
Undefeatable.
is this movie? What is? I wanna tap into this. Is this the same universe? Because they call him Gordon.
Oh yeah, no, like I said,
is-
he's in 20 of these fucking movies as Gordon.
This
Yeah.
is
It's just that 6 of them were
Packaged as
Pitched
Ninja
as a
Operation in, like
series.
Holland.
this is Garfield's Revenge.
right. Yeah, see, he does have a Garfield phone. Again, this that article fucking it explains a
I
lot
will
of this
definitely
shit.
read it.
Like he was a white dude and they're like Asians like white people. They look Garfield and they call on their phones and they have mustaches and they're named Harry and Steven and Alan.
Fucking let me read to you the like headline of Richard Harrison's bio here. Harrison was very prolific and worked with most of the better known names in European B movies during the 60s and 70s, branching out to exploitation films shot all over the world in the early 70s. He worked with directors ranging from established names like Antonio Margheriti to Mariano Girolami to infamous Z movie directors like Pablo Solvali, Godfrey Ho, and Alfonso Brachera. Harrison's co-stars ranged from major to minor stars at the time, like Anita Eckenberg. I don't know. I don't care about these people. But Z movies.
Z movies. The fuck does
That means
mean?
movies that 6 people have seen.
I almost want to send him
Do you
fan
think
mail.
This is a money laundering scheme.
But you have to be very careful about how you say. I don't think so. He was just making a quick buck because ninja movies
I
were
would
fucking
like
insane.
to, if we can. I don't know how we can make this happen, but through the power of the internet, all things are possible. I would really like to, for 1 week on this show, interview either Richard Harrison or Godfrey Ho. I want to try to
insane.
make this happen. I don't know how. I don't know why or where or when, but I want to make this happen. We gotta hurry.
we'll have our people contact their people.
If
the
they
nursing
have
home.
people, I will seriously reach out and like email and be like, we do a podcast. We've covered some of his films, Godfrey Ho, and we'd like to interview him on them.
Just want to find out the actual plot of like Ninja Operation.
Yeah. All right. So that was Ninja Operation 6 into the mix. We did not stream during the week this week, but my life got really crazy. I have animals now that I'm responsible for the care of, so a lot of that came together very quickly this week. So like everything got pushed back. Saturn Slam got pushed back. We haven't done Saturn Slam in a while. We're just going to reset it and talk about Revolution and then the weeks.
And Elimination Chamber, which is this
Elimination
week, right?
That's tomorrow, actually. I don't know if I'm going to watch
It is
it
tomorrow.
because we do have to stream Mass Effect at times.
Yep.
So that'll be tonight at least 8 to 12 or 11 or however long we feel. And then also we will have a Sunday stream, usually earlier, like 4 to 7 or something like that. And then probably Tuesday or Friday of next week. Those are the most probable in-week stream dates because those are my freest days. But we will have to see. Follow our Twitter at StudSaturn to be kept informed about all this stuff. When we go live, every time there is a tweet sent out. You can also follow Facebook, similar deal, facebook.com/SaturnStuds, our YouTube channel where old streams get cut up and uploaded so you can enjoy some streams from yesteryear if you are newer to or you just want to go back and relive some classic Saturn Studs moments, like when Jake ran me off the fucking road in the pre-sequel.
Fantastic.
And when we fucking won with divination and slay the spire with like 2 HP left and going to die next turn, we killed the boss. That was a pretty hype moment. Stuff
Clutch
like
mode.
that, that's up there for your viewing pleasure. SaturnStuds.com is the place to find these. You'll find links to YouTube, all our different podcasting platforms. We are available pretty much wherever you can get a podcast. So if your platform you listen on allows you to give reviews, please leave us a good review if you enjoyed the show, and tell a friend who will hopefully tell a friend. Tell a friend if you
Especially tell
enjoyed
a
the show.
friend. Speak our name aloud. 'Cause we're not fucking
say it 3
Voldemort over
times,
here.
and Peter will
3
show up
times,
at your house like Beetlejuice to give you a weird mixed drink that he invented.
That's right. I've got the it's the Troy Atlantic right now. I've also made a variation on the Gin Bully. I call it the Fart Bomb because I used Espolón tequila. Turns out Espolón tequila smells like farts. It smells like straight booty. It tastes great. Smells like booty.
Durian all right, so that's going to be it for the show this week. We will be back next week with something. We'll figure that out during the week. Oh, Castlevania. That's the one. I knew we had something. We'll be back with Castlevania. Season 3. And
It's good.
Jake says it's good, so we'll see if we agree next week. All right, until next time, be well, stay safe, and party like it's 1995.
Peace.
Bye-bye.